we were having quite an intimate conversation.
We were.
In the back of our taxi today.
Well, it's amazing what you can do with an ice cube. Let's put it that way.
Basically, we're being told by one member of the team what you can do with an ice cube and anal sex. Hello and welcome to Help I Sexted My Boss, the podcast where we help you navigate the challenges of modern life, answering your 21st century questions and finding solutions to those everyday dilemmas, like what will happen if I don't get my daily bliss hour?
I think we're finding out.
And what do you do when you forget to pack a hairdryer on tour? And of course, what should you do if you've accidentally sexted your boss? But we're not usual agony ants, are we? William Hanson, the UK's leading etiquette expert.
No, we're not. Jordan North, radio presenter. I'm more Chelsea Flower Show. You're more Home-Based Garden Centre. It's from Alexandra.
Do they not have to rhyme anymore?
Well, not if they're funny enough in their own right.
No, because I think we're struggling now. Don't
be rude to Alexandra.
I think that was the best one we've had in ages. That's what I'm saying. I think we've been struggling for a while because we have to make them rhyme.
Been struggling for 6.5 years, love.
I know.
We peaked with I'm more Buckingham Palace, you're more Crystal Palace.
I think we were in Belfast last night and I think we struggled with I'm more Belfast, you're more Bell End.
Well, I didn't hear any contributions from you.
I do Jolly Joke of the Week.
I do Etymology.
I write the scripts, you just need to come up with
You write the scripts!
I write all the scripts.
I must have missed that minute.
I pick all the best letters and dilemmas. You just need to come up with I'm more, you're more, and the odd etymology. I don't mind, you know.
I'm going to swing for you in a minute.
It's how the dynamic works. I don't mind doing most of the work, but just your bits, I ask, to just bring a bit more to the table. We're currently recording in Dublin. We've been in Dublin, I'm not going to lie, I'm 4 Guinness deep. And we're about to go on stage in Dublin.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Where Jordan will do all the heavy lifting and I'll just do nothing as per.
So, firstly, to the people of Belfast and Dublin, thank you for such a lovely end to the tour.
Now, I'm going to have a G&D, but you are going to have your token Guinness.
Can you not just have a pint of Guinness? Just have Jordan, a sip.
I've tried it here in Dublin before.
One more time, just to make me happy. But can I just say...
Well, what are you going to do to make me happy?
Wouldn't you like to know? But can I just say, Belfast and Dublin is probably one of my favourite cities that we tour to. We've been well received at many cities on this tour.
Well, can I do the toast with the gin and bonnet?
Okay, who are we toasting to?
Well, it's to the lovely people of Belfast and Dublin for the end of the tour.
To Belfast and Dublin.
Thank you. And a second toast to the anonymous hairdresser who got in touch last week. We promised to toast to them. So this is to all the barbers and hairdressers. You trying to split... What?
I've split the G.
No, you haven't.
I've split the G.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have. I've split the G.
Not from this angle, you haven't.
Oh, no, I haven't.
You're not even halfway down the G.
Yeah. Do you know how to split the G?
You drink enough until
Look how close that is.
But hang on, where is splitting the G?
So you've got to get it between the harp and the G.
Oh, I thought splitting the G was you went to the the upward bit on the G.
No, it's got to be between the heart and the G.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just one little more sip and that would have been done.
We'll have another sip then.
No, because you've got to do it in one, haven't you?
Oh, I see. That's what passes for light entertainment in this part of the world.
But anyway, we're backstage in Dublin. That'll be... How many pints is that? Well, Stuart's here, so don't tell him. Because he is our boss and we are on stage in 2 hours.
Yes, we are.
How many pints have you had, boyo?
Let's just talk about Belfast last night and the wonderful act of kindness that we received.
Honestly.
We had finished the show. We were en route back to the hotel to check in. And all the taxis that we were trying to call, local taxis, taxi
Uber.
apps, nothing was working. And the absolutely lovely door staff at Queen's, Mandela Hall, part of Queen's University, in particular Steve and Chris, just gave us lifts.
Chris and Steve was like, here I show, jump in, I'm on my way home. I'm like, you're going
Steve was from Bournemouth, so he didn't sound like that.
Oh, he was actually,
yes.
weren't he? And they gave us a lift home.
I know.
And that's so sweet.
Which they didn't need. And I said, oh, are you finishing your shift? You sort of driving us en route home. No, they were then going back.
Because in this part of the world, people have got hearts of God. They can't do enough for you.
Well, I would say people have hearts of gold in other parts of
No,
Wales
it's
as well.
up here, down here. They're just in Belfast and Dublin. They were lovely. And what I love about when you get in a car in Northern Ireland, I've noticed this is whether it's a taxi, whether it's a bouncer giving you a lift home, like Chris and Steve, or Brian today, who drove us from Belfast to Dublin. They all like to give you a tour guide.
They do.
Now, we were having quite an intimate conversation.
We were.
In the back of our taxi today.
Yes.
We got like a minibus from Belfast to Dublin. And we were being told a certain trick about, how can I put this?
Well, it's amazing what you can do with an ice cube.
Well,
Let's put it that way.
Basically, we're being told by one member of the team what you can do with an ice cube and anal sex. And we were having this, we'll all be honest, I'll be honest, we were all like, he had us in the palm of our, no names will be named, but he was telling us about this trick and I was like, oh God, but then 2 minutes in.
And then he
No, we were like 2 minutes in and I was like, really? And we were all like listening, he's like, yeah, it's brilliant, you've got to try it. Blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, and then Brian, who was driving us, all of a sudden went, lad, if you just look to the left here, you can see there, that's the royal residence that. Now, half of Northern Ireland don't like that. The other half do. And then he started explaining. Then he went silent. He went, anyway, about that ice cube.
Yes.
So, but they like to give us. Anyway, we were on about something else. We was all chatting away. And he went, now, I'm just going to interrupt you there, lads. We're crossing this bridge. It's like being in a history lesson.
It was.
And can you tell us what this bridge is? This is where the king from the 18th century.
Yes, the Battle of the Boyne.
Battle of the Boyne.
It's in all our calendars.
Yeah.
And
why is that?
I don't know.
It comes up,
but it's sort of it's in July, I think, maybe, is it? I don't know.
Anyway, so we've had a great tour. Can you have just one sip of Guinness, just for the
I
camera?
was hoping you'd forget.
Okay, come on. Have you got this, Alex? Cheers. And you can clink these.
Clinking is common.
No, but not when you cheers. Slanchy.
What?
Slanchy.
You've no more for you.
I hope I'm saying that right to our Irish listeners. Slanchy. Slanchy. Try splitting the G.
I'm not drinking that much.
Okay, just have a sip and then
even
have a
that
sip.
tiny bit of foam on my
this will be a
lip.
good social bit. This. Go on.
What? I just don't know how people drink that. I'm sorry.
It's the best drink on planet Earth.
It's not.
It is. It's creamy. And it's...
No.
Anyway.
Look, let's just talk about a couple of things that we've talked about on tour for those that haven't been able to come and see us either in the cinema or live. Your parents haven't been able to join us on this tour because very sad. It's very sad that they can't join us, obviously. But they have been in Turkey. Yeah,
so Wendy has said, basically, me and your dad are going to Turkey. And we're going to get our teeth done.
Right.
So we're going to go to Turkey. But she's like, don't tell anyone, don't tell any neighbours because I don't want them knowing. And then my dad sent a picture in the WhatsApp group that we'll put up on our social media.
Don't tell anyone.
We've been putting this picture up on our big screens on the tour. And it's basically my dad with turkey teeth, but Wendy's haven't gone quite to plan.
No. Your dad looks like a bold Rylan.
He does. My dad
yes.
looks like a bold Rylan. It could only happen to me. He's got his teeth and mine haven't, so Wendy's doesn't.
So what actually has happened to your mum?
I don't really know, and I don't
Because
really...
also I was asking somebody else who has had a similar process that you don't know, like what actually happens to have turkey teeth, and the process
is horrific.
And you know me, I don't mind a little bit of some enhancements here and there. I would absolutely not have my teeth
To be
done.
fair, they didn't have the best teeth. They won't mind me saying them that.
Okay.
So...
Well, your dad's got beautiful
it was
teeth
70s,
now.
George. We just used to have sweets for breakfast, and no one told us to brush our teeth. You know, he did it every now and then.
Okay.
In Burnley. So.
Yes. True. Well, anyway, we hope your mum... there is a solution for your mum?
She's got to have dentures, but she keeps losing them. So she's very much like me. I'm very much my mother's son. She's like...
So... What's currently in your mother's mouth?
So when I ring her, I can tell whether she's got them in or not. That's all I'm going to say. So I can't buy my dentist, guy. It's a pissing nightmare. I'm like, where was last place she had them?
Graham's having a lovely 6 weeks,
She
isn't
found out dog had them other day in her mouth.
Right.
So-
the dog?
so she had
Hang
to-
on, which dog? I thought you died.
No, she's got Katie, hasn't she?
Oh, of
The
course,
other dog
yes,
that's
yes,
named
yes,
after
yes.
my sister-in-law. That's really weird, and we don't know why. It's a load of shit we need to unravel there, but
Yes.
that's for another day.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah,
fine.
they're getting turkey teeth. I'll put a picture up on socials. My dad looks great.
He does look very
Oh,
good.
peed off. I've had my brace for 2 years now. They said it'd be 6
You
months.
could go and have your turkey teeth
I know, I
done.
wish I did. Would have taken.
Yeah, but if it had gone wrong, could have been game over for you.
Yeah, but kind of wish I got them now.
You've got lovely teeth now.
Nearly there. 2 years though. 2 years I've been having this brace in.
I think you had nice teeth to begin with. I don't think you needed them done. I think you were lovely before.
No, yeah, that's not true. You look at them now.
Well, you need to show me a before picture maybe, and
I'll
then
show you a
I'll rethink that.
But anyway, and I've just sent Lucas out for some eyeliner. So
What is always fascinating? I mean, I've known you for an awfully long time. We've done this podcast together for nearly as long. Is what you fixate on and what you don't. You're a
Okay.
fascinating creature.
right.
You fixate on whether there's eyeliner or not. You don't need... The show is fine without eyeliner. But yesterday, you were having an entire meltdown. in
No,
the
because I
dressing room.
forgot to pack it. And
Okay, well, never mind.
And
it's a tiny little enhancement.
no, it makes such a difference when you're knackered and
Just
on
makes
stage.
my eyes pop.
Pop, right? But he's saying this. Can we all just remember 2 years ago? Because I remember it exactly. I was very ill. I dragged my arse to where we were playing in London, the last one,
Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Shepherd's Bush Empire, and you had a fucking meltdown because we didn't have pop socks. So don't start about that. I was like, we'll make do, and you went, we won't make fucking do.
Yes, but also, in my defence...
And you sent Mikey out to get some, even though he's having him drink.
He didn't even go. In my defence, the pop socks were an integral part of the show. Eyeliner is just, nice to have.
They're not an integral part of the show.
Well, you can't get your foot in a high heel without
wanna
pop
bet?
socks. Well, you can, because you just shove it in, don't you?
And the high heel.
Oh, Jordan.
So yeah, we've had a wonderful time. Also, another story that we've been telling on the tour, and I can't wait for this, is we've got news regarding Switzerland, haven't we?
Yeah, so just as a recap, for those that maybe have tuned in recently, in February I went over to Switzerland and was detained by the Swiss authorities because I had that highly lethal weapon, a USB clicker, which, because it has a Class 2 laser in it, as if I'd have anything second class, has been illegal in Switzerland since July 23. I should also point out I have now replaced that. Well, it was taken off being an evidence bag. I can say another thing that I haven't said, actually. I'll come on to that about the thing. I've now got a Class 1. Class 1 is not as bad as Class 2 USB clicker in my bag for when I travel. They are legal
Talk
everywhere.
about being jobs worth.
Yeah, well, anyway. So they said when they detained me, after the 75-minute detention, they said, okay, we'll write you in 4 to 6 weeks with what's going to happen to you. And you'll have a choice between either paying a 910 Swiss franc fine, and that's about £800, or a 4-day custodial sentence.
Now, Genevas, you're probably listening, and like me, you'll think, well, that'd be brilliant. And when William said that he had the chance to do 4 days custodial sentence, I was like, do it. You've got to do it. It'll be like Series 2 of Tiger King, Joe Exotic on that grainy image. On
I've actually never
payphone.
watched that.
Oh, it's brilliant. I'll be like, the figures will go through the roof. It'll be really good. You in a prison.
William Hanson banged up.
Yeah. And then you've just got to take a minute, and let's all take a moment now and just imagine this man in prison.
Don't do all those awful lines.
And on tour, I did many awful lines. He'd have an arse like a clown's pocket.
Yeah, okay, blah, blah,
They
blah.
would
And if
pass you round D-wing like a box of chocolates at Christmas. Yeah,
I would be a royal warranted box of chocolates if they did.
they did. They would.
I'd be Charbonnel and Walker.
Never mind throwing a hot dog down Mersey Tunnel. It'd be like feeding a Tic Tac to a whale.
I thought this was only a tour thing. Anyway, so here's the... So I should actually update everyone, and I never update anyone on tour.
I think you should
have
do
this
this
week... Well, look, I will be honest... Half of me was like, it would be great content, but I would then have a criminal record, and when I wanted to get into any other countries, when you have to declare and you have to get visas, it would be difficult. So very quickly, it would become not very funny. So I have paid the fine.
Okay.
But I presume now I've paid the fine, I can say this, and I did not know. I was unknowing at the time. When I got back 2 days later from being detained and I was just clearing out my bag ready for the next trip, I realised I had a second USB clicker in the bottom with a Class 2 laser in. And thank God they did not find that.
Where was that?
In my bag. I didn't even know I had two. But obviously over the years, I've managed to get two.
And what do you use the clicker for?
To like click on the presentation. Just like, next slide, please.
Oh, I thought it was a laser pen.
No. It's literally, it's clicking on.
Oh, I thought it was a laser pen.
No, it's got a laser as a pointer. If you're standing from a distance between the screen, you can...
Can you show me that? Have you got it with you?
I've got the Class 1 one with me, back in the hotel.
So what? And
I'll get it out on the plane tomorrow and see what happens.
And how do you do that then? Do you just attach... Is it a Bluetooth thing?
It's USB Bluetooth.
Oh.
I mean, it is about as lethal as a highlighter pen.
It's got a little laser pen on it. You can point.
So I think the concern with Class 2 lasers is potentially they could, if I pointed it in your eye and held it there and held your eyes open, I could maybe damage your retina. But I really think I've got to hold it there for an awfully long time for that to happen.
Jam it in their eye.
Well, quite exactly. I could do more damage with, I don't know, the USB bit.
Oh, the pen or a pen.
It's just pathetic, if I can say that, in my opinion. So yes. Anyway, so I do have two. In fact, I have neither now because one of them got taken off me in an evidence bag, and the other one is now gone to the tip. And my other one is a Class 1 one. Anyway.
Do you want another Guinness?
No, thank you. But if you'd like another Guinness, you can have that.
Oh, that's a little Jameson's.
Am I having a G&D in a Jameson's glass?
Oh, that's nice. See, they're really cool.
Why are they cool?
Take that with me.
Don't steal. We're not in Burnley now. Come on.
Look at that. I might have a little... That's a really cool Jameson's glass. I have
Lovely.
a little whiskey, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Back to the episode.
So yeah, it's the end of the tour. We're backstage in Dublin. We're in Molly's Bar here.
Maureen's. At the Olympia Theatre.
At the Olympia Theatre. Afterwards, we're going to go out for a drink tonight, aren't we?
Yes, we're going to go to the George, apparently.
George.
Apparently George is open all night.
We met...
It's open.
It's a gay bar in Dublin, and we met a very lovely fella, the concierge at the hotel we're staying at. Mm-hmm. And he instantly became, what's the word? Friendly with William. Hi, boys, I tell you what is, right, I've got the perfect place for you. And I used to work for this thing in the airline, and I used to work for them, and I used to tell all my guests used to come here. I've only been doing this for 2 years now, but you got to go to the George. Oh, the crack's unreal. The crack's unreal. I've just got an image.
We'll go and check out George's crack later.
And he said, we got to go, it's great crack. He was lovely.
He was very nice.
He was so nice. He literally joined us for lunch, didn't he?
Well, not quite, but nearly, yes.
He was really nice, bless him.
Everyone's very friendly.
And I've just got an image. We're going to walk into that George, and he's going to be there in a jock later.
Hello, Noel, if you're listening.
And nipple tassels on and a pint in his hand. Ah, boys, you made it grand. Come on in. We'll get you a pint. Do you want a pint? Do you want a gin in the bonnet? This is me friend. It's a friend of a friend of a friend.
We also met our biggest fan earlier on the street who just came up to us and went, "Oh, I love you, Dean Jeever, they said. It's like, yes, thanks for listening.
We met someone, a stag do. We met
with a hen party silent
they
disco.
Were actually big Gene Divas because they were in Manchester.
They were proper Gene Divas.
So they went mad. They were on a silent disco, and then they thought our friend that was with was producer Ben.
Yes, not quite. They're like, "Oh, producer Ben, we love you as well." It's not producer Ben, but
producer Ben.
Thanks.
Yeah, producer Ben couldn't make Ireland. He's at a wedding.
He is at a wedding. Are you missing producer Ben?
Yeah.
Say that again, with sincerity for the edit. Are you missing producer Ben?
Sure.
I'm missing producer Ben.
I'm missing producer Ben. It's not the same without him on tour. No. It isn't.
Anyway, should we go to my etymology?
Let's do it.
Okay, after these messages, I'm going to tell you about the different parts of the theatre. Okay. Anyway, we'll be back after these messages. Welcome back, Jindy.
Say bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Carry on.
Welcome back, Gin Divas. We're here still backstage at the Olympia Theatre in Dublin, and I'm going to tell you all about... Look into the light.
Oh, excuse me. Say bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Still.
Oh, so much kicking my allergies off. Do you think I'm allergic to Guinness?
Oh my God, what happens if you are? Oh my God, again. Doors open at 6:30.
It's gone. It's gone.
Wish you'd
It's
got.
worse than a sneeze going, is there? It's not worse. It's like when you think you're going to,
Murder.
when you think, no, it's gone, hang on. Another 10 minutes. Turn over. Turn round.
Are we ready?
Yeah. Your etymology of the week. Thanks for sticking with us, Gene Davis.
Do you want me to pick up or what?
No. Carry on. It's still good. Go on.
So why are different parts of the theatre called different parts? Well, when theatres appeared in Tudor Britain, they were open to the elements as natural light was needed because obviously there was no electricity, so audiences could see what was happening on stage. Think of Shakespeare's Globe, which is obviously a replica in London, but it's sort of that sort of concept.
I thought it was an original one.
No, it's a replica. So these early entertainment venues encircled a pit that was in front of the stage and was standing room only. Actual seats were only found on the tiers on higher levels. So when artificial lights were developed in Victorian Britain, theatres became enclosed and simple benches were then added in rows in the central pit. That area, still to this day, is known as the stalls, which is from the Old English word stay. So that's where we get stalls from the Old English day. The next level up was the dress circle, which was so called because people had to wear evening dress, black tie, white tie, that sort of thing. The gallery at the very top was often nicknamed the gods because it was so close to heaven, or the nosebleed section, you sometimes hear it called, or the oxygen-deprived area, as I've been calling it. And then the boxes at the theatres, especially royal boxes, often face the audience and not the stage itself, which seems completely illogical.
Yeah, why is that?
But they were angled for the inhabitants of the boxes, basically to be seen by the audience. So if you were in a box, you basically went to be seen. You weren't that interested in what was going on stage. It was a bit showy. It's basically it was like the Instagram of its day.
Yeah,
you wanted
it's
everyone to
always
see
been
that you were
around.
there. Yeah, it's the same concept. So those were the boxes, and that's why often I hate sitting in boxes at theatres because you just get such a bad view of what's going on stage. But if you've been sitting in a box for our show, I hope you had a lovely time.
So most of the theatres we have today in the UK, they're pretty much Victorian.
Victorian, yeah. I mean, you've got some lovely, like the Millennium Centre in Cardiff is obviously Millennium Centre, very recent, is a beautiful theatre because it's sort of purpose-built in this day and age. So it's spacious, there's nice gaps between the seats, you're not claustrophobic, because we've got bigger. Victorians were a bit smaller than us, so actually they had quite decent legroom comparatively, whereas now the legroom's absolutely rubbish.
Right.
Legroom in theatres is a big topic in our household because obviously Mikey is 6'5", so we are very familiar with which theatres and which parts of the theatre to sit in.
That's such a shame.
I know.
Because you loved the theatre.
We do. And for our American listeners, what we call the stalls, you would call the orchestra.
Oh.
Yeah, and they don't have the royal circle because, royal family don't have that.
That's actually quite interesting.
Well, thank you so much. We do try.
Anyway, shall we go on to the listeners' problems and dilemmas?
Hello, William Jordan, EPB and Chairman Emeritus Stewart. I work for a national DAB radio station. Don't worry, it's not the one you work or have worked at for, Jordan. Recently, it's become very clear that my manager and her manager are having an affair. Other employees have been dragged into it, helping them cover it up. I have conversed with their spouses and children while on work calls and find it so awkward when I know what is going on. How can I tell my bosses that what they are doing is completely wrong and they need to focus on their marriages, children and jobs? Well, this is deep.
It's a great start. Me and Stuart are fuming because it's a very small industry, is radio, and we've not heard this one yet. It's a very small. Usually Stuart will go, "Have you heard?" I'm like, yeah. It's bad.
So the anonymous is...
Me and Stuart are like, who's that? I know, we're trying to piece that together. It's the best for radio.
So let's work
gossip.
out the genders. So Anonymous's manager is a girl and her manager. So we don't actually know how they identify, but we know one of them is female.
Okay.
It's sad that others have been dragged in to help cover that up. That reflects very badly on your place of work. I would probably look for another job because clearly they're all immoral.
Give me
Do you
an
really
hour.
want to work with them?
After this recording,
Yes.
give me an hour. Me and Stuart will be able to find out who that is.
Tune into the bonus on Friday
Yeah.
where we'll reveal
Give me an hour. I know my sort. In fact, I know I'm going to...
a national DAB.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's not FM?
Yeah, I've already got an idea of what station it might be. Leave it with me.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm like an alcoholic detective, one of those shows. It's just like, just one more thing. I'll be able to find that out.
Okay, well that's really good.
You shouldn't get involved in gossip.
No, I think you probably have to go and sit another boss down and tell them that you think this is immoral and why they're covering it up. I mean, you can't police whether people are going to have affairs, but you shouldn't. Other people should not be sort of complicit in trying to cover it up.
And we said it many times before,
and it will come back to bite them.
Yep, don't shit where you eat. We've said it many times before.
Good advice.
Do not shit where you eat.
We've got another anonymous one. Dear William, Jordan, producer Ben and Diego, my brother is a lost cause. I received a message from him.
Jesus, have we got any light-hearted ones today? I'm 4 Guinness deep in. I'll be crying in a minute.
My brother is a lost cause. I received a message from him saying he fucked it. Turns out he forgot it was his best friend's wedding day in which he was meant to be a groomsman. He tends to ignore his phone, so it took the groom 32 tries to get through to him, and by that point, he missed the ceremony. He swiftly got ready and just about made dessert. They mean pudding. Is there anything I can do about his tardiness and inability to respond to messages, calls, and remember commitments? My wedding day is coming up, and I'm already sure he'll forget something. Well, over to Mr. Reliable.
Right, 2 things. It sounds like your brother is going through quite a tough time. It sounds
just sounds like he's a mess.
If someone's ignoring the phone 32 times, all I'm going to say is, speaking from experience, it sounds like he's going through a really bad anxiety period. If you're ignoring your phone and it's ringing 32 times...
You've been going through an anxiety period for 34 years.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It sounds like your brother's going through I might be wrong here, but a really deep state of anxiety. He's going through an anxious period. If you're not answering your phone after 34 times... When I'm busy...
You could just be sleeping.
And stressed and miss calls and stuff. But yeah, but also, nobody's a lost cause. There's many people close to me who I thought were a lost cause. And they've managed... People can turn themselves around.
And maybe this, to be charitable, maybe this is the opportunity that they will realise.
It sounds like he needs help, and probably this is probably the best time to reach out to him. Yeah. One of my relatives I didn't speak to for a long time because of it. Again, it was at a wedding.
Weddings, as Graham Norton says, weddings are designed to annoy people.
And that's such a good answer. Is that what he says?
Yeah. It's in my upcoming book.
I used a similar term. He's a lost cause. I'm done with him. And then we ended up sorting it out. And we didn't speak.
How did you sort it out? Communication?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was over a year we didn't speak.
Okay, so let's pretend that this person here missed you. It was your friend, your groomsman. What would you accept as the apology from the miscreant? Would you just go, "Oh, don't worry about it, mate"? Or would you? How would you feel?
If I was the groomsman, I'd be like, you'd be pissed off, but also part of me would be like, Jesus Christ, they need help. They're missing a wedding. I don't know. I feel sorry for this person. I do. What's your advice?
I think you are...
He's got a lot of making up to do, don't get me wrong.
He needs to bend over backwards. I would say, don't write your own jokes, Alex.
It's in the George later. Make sure you've got that camera, Alex. It's going to be some great content.
Talk about a wide angle. I would...
Watching some bear wring his jock out in William's face.
Could you keep your dirty fantasies inside your mind?
Dip his jock in a pint of Guinness and wring it out on William's face. Not against the idea, are you?
I just am absolutely speechless, if I'm honest. I think Anonymous has to sit their brother down and talk to them, and yeah, see if they are okay. And if it is just they were just being a twit and they overslept and didn't set their alarm or didn't charge their phone, then yeah. But I suspect it's not that if you're saying they're a lost cause. So to be fair, I've come around a little bit to Jordan's way of thinking, but I also think personal responsibility.
There's always 2 sides to every story.
Right.
Next one, please.
This one from Millie. Starts off promisingly in a cheery note. Hello, boys, I'm a paramedic. And my dilemma came one evening a few months ago when we had to take an elderly gentleman into hospital after having a fall at home. This is a thigh slapper.
Stu.
Where'd you get your kicks? Casualty?
Bloody hell, couldn't you put a couple of Jesus like hard ones in?
When we got to their home, the patient...
Are you all right? Is everything all right at home? Bloody hell.
Excuse me, Stuart's been carrying this tour, so of course he's tired.
I know.
When we got to their home, the patient was waiting for us with his wife. After manoeuvring the patient out onto the carry chair, the patient shouted goodbye to his wife, and we started to wheel him away. His wife then screamed, "Wait," and shuffled across the room. As he was strapped into this chair with us holding him up, his wife leaned down and very enthusiastically snogged him. I was stood inches from the slimy debacle, unable to move away from the full minute that they played tonsil tennis.
Elderly.
Apparently.
Oh, okay.
Finally, they let each other go when we were able to head to the hospital. What is the etiquette for when someone next to you engages in a loud and wet PDA? Shall we roleplay?
I think that's quite sweet because they thought that was going to be the last kiss. Do you think there should be an age limit on snogging or PDA?
No, I don't. I just think any person of any age, of any gender, however they identify, should not publicly kiss, or God forbid anything else. I mean,
publicly kiss.
Oh,
like,
I mean, a
show affection.
kiss on the cheek, fine. Snog, we do not need to see that in public.
Yeah,
There is no need for that.
I think you're right.
Because
showing affection's fine, isn't it?
in moderation, we're not
Yeah.
Spanish, but just gently, a little, touch on the knee, touch on the elbow.
I agree with you there, but in this case, I think they thought it might have
Especially
been
when
the last kiss.
Well, then, okay, fair point.
But-
in which case, all these people need to do is just turn to the paramedics and say, "You just give us a moment, please," and they would respectfully turn away, and then they could go for it. That would have been better.
But if that in films when they PDA and stuff, like big romantic scenes and
that is make believe. You what? But also, it's a film.
okay, not on Gone with Wind where they.
When did you watch Gone with the Wind?
It's my mum's favourite. It's Wendy's favourite film.
Is it?
Yeah, that's why I call it Gone with Wind.
Right.
Because I do love that Gone with Wind. But they like kiss on there and like he turns around, bends her over.
My mother's favourite film is Mr. Bean's Holiday.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Are you joking?
No.
That was shite. Being the movie's one of my favourite films.
No, Mr. Bean's Holiday is so much better.
Where they go to France.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crap.
How dare you?
No, I'm sorry.
It's such a happy film.
No, Being the movie's good.
No, it's good.
Whoa. Being the movie with Whistler's mother,
Yes.
fantastic.
But there's too much talking in it for Mr. Bean. Mr.
no,
Bean
he
shouldn't
doesn't
talk.
talk much in it.
He's got
He
like pages
doesn't.
of dialogue.
He says the odd
Makes the
thing.
Magna Carta look like a postage stamp.
Where he draws the face on Whistler's mother.
Yes,
and
I
shows
know the
against-
film.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean's Holiday is better.
No, Being the movie's better. Yesterday, all my troubles.
One from Mary now. Hello, William Jordan and producer Ben. He's not here. I'm in my 70s and have just binged all your episodes, so I class myself as one of your more seasoned G&Divas. But I need your advice. What's the etiquette for asking my 18-year-old granddaughter to explain sayings and words I haven't heard before?
Oh, God.
For example, I had to ask her recently what rimming meant.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Right.
We had a dilemma in Belfast last night where someone was being introduced. Their name was Felicity Chin, and lots of her friends would call her Fel, our friend Fel.
Yeah.
So she was thus being introduced as Fel Chin. And to be fair, I'm going to own up to something now, and I don't need an explanation right here, right now. I was reading that out, pretending on stage like I could remember what that was. I have been told what that is at some point, but I couldn't exactly remember what it was on stage.
Are you joking? That could have been a really funny bit, me explaining what felching is.
Do you know what? I decided the audience in Belfast last night were degenerates enough that we did
That's
not need...
really annoyed me because that could have been funny. That
well,
could have
we
been a
did it.
really... Do you not know what felching is?
Don't tell me now.
Why don't I tell you, but we don't record it, and then we'll get your reaction.
Okay.
Okay. So...
I'm so glad I did not ask you that on stage last night. That is absolutely disgusting.
Don't kink shame.
I find that disgusting. If that does lots of things for people, whoopee-doo, I'm very happy for you.
What's the worst bit about it?
Well, everything, all of it.
Yeah. Anyway, to felching...
Felchin.
Felching. Where were we going with that?
The grandmother who didn't understand.
Yeah, Mary.
Mary, I'm going to save both you and your granddaughter a lot of embarrassment. UrbanDictionary.com.
Yeah, Mary, if you're on the online, if you're a silver surfer, do you remember that? What
Yes.
horrible term.
So patronising.
Oh, I know. I'm a silver surfer. How? If you're a silver surfer, just use Google. But please, Mary, stop asking your granddaughter. And do not go away from this and ask what your granddaughter felt. What?
No, don't.
God.
That's a hard no.
Yeah.
Thank you for your dilemmas.
Thank you for your questions and dilemmas. And remember, you can listen. I feel like poor Mary's going to listen to that. We've been a bit too rude.
Sorry, Mary.
Are we too rude?
We'll do a nice question next week on Werther's Originals.
Yeah. Mary, that's offensive, and I'm not hip with him with that.
I'm joking. It's called comedy.
Don't be ageist. That was quite funny. Mary, we hope you've enjoyed this I'm joking.
Remember, you can listen and watch every Tuesday and Friday. We'll see you on Friday.
We'll see you on Friday. We love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.